So I love comments like this one because they allow me to talk about lesser known policies that govern the White House. And this person in particular is questioning who is going to dinner with Biden in response to a video that I did on the Nick Fuentes dinner with Donald Trump. Now, obviously, the White House keeps a log of everybody that goes into it to meet a host of people. But these logs are part of the Presidential Records Act. Federal court has decided, and therefore they need to be turned over to the National Archives after the president leaves office and become available to everybody through Freedom of Information Act 5 years after the president has left office. Now, president obviously can make those records available at any time if he or she wants to. Now, back to the original comment that the Biden administration is not making those logs available. Here's something to know. It was, ironically enough, the Trump administration that stopped the publication of the visitors' logs. And when pressed for more information as to why that was, then Press Secretary Spicer said, well, that's in compliance with federal law. And we know that while the PSA doesn't require the president to release that information immediately, it does not prevent him or her from doing so. And in fact, that refusal to post the logs was so pervasive that eventually the Trump administration was sued and settled out of court by posting some, though not all of those logs. And in fact, in a commitment to transparency, it was the Obama-Biden administration that created a policy that made those logs available online. And in keeping with that promise, the Biden-Harris administration reinstated that policy on the very first day that they took office in the White House. And in fact, the current policy under the Biden administration honors that commitment to transparency that was taken away by the Trump administration by posting the logs of visitors in several buildings in addition to the White House and the Naval Observatory, which is the home to the vice president. I have to point out there's been a lot of noise around the fact that the Biden administration is not allowing the posting of logs from visitors at his Delaware home, and that has caused some issues. Now, could they and should they? In my opinion, absolutely yes. He's the president of the United States, even when he's in Delaware, but no other president has ever done it. So here's the bottom line. While it's true that the White House as an institution still has a fairly long way to go towards full visitor transparency, I think that comparing the Trump's White House secrecy when it comes to visitor logs to the Biden's visitor log policy doesn't really make anybody that says that or the Trump administration look that great. And now, you know.